Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 everyone. And welcome back to the Dynasty Wonderland podcast. That's right, that's right. With me, the Mad Chatter, Ryan MK. And if you're watching this on video, you can see that the man that is normally by my side, the salary captain, the March Heron, Aaron Stewart, not here tonight. No. You know, things get hectic during Thanksgiving week, which, by the way, happy Thanksgiving to you all. I hope you had a safe and wonderful day. I don't do big get-togethers personally, so I had a pretty chill, just enjoy the day off, eat turkey, watch football kind of Thanksgiving, me, the wife, and the kids. But you know what? The people have stuff going on. So we were not able to record Thursday, and honestly, I was ready to go to sleep early enough Thursday that it's a good thing it didn't happen. I would have zombied my way through that fucking podcast. It would have been awful on my part, more than likely. Yeah, just saying. So we thought maybe Friday. Internet connection issues with Mr. Aaron. So Saturday night, I figure I will get one out for my friends, for my madcap, for the listeners. And as you know, from recent time, when Aaron was on the IR with the COVID, I had to do some solo shows. So prepared to get more of that. They're a little bit wackier. I have a hard time staying in balance sometimes, I think. I tend to, well, you know, you'll see. You'll remember. One of the two. But welcome back. And again, happy Thanksgiving. Hope you had a good one. Speaking of Thanksgiving, there was football. It was not real great football. The end of the Raiders-Cowboys game was interesting. But other than that, the Bears and the Lions was fucking awful, particularly because DeAndre Swift exited almost immediately. And then you had the Raiders-Cowboys game, which was better, but still, you know, no CeeDee Lamb, no Amari Cooper. Darren Waller gets banged up in the game. Bryan Edwards is definitely just not happening, right? It's a shame. Then you had Buffalo, New Orleans. And that was just a blowout. Fucking Saints can't do. I mean, they didn't have Kamara or Ingram. Marquez Callaway ain't doing much either. There's another. So just kind of a lame. Matt Breida caught a fucking touchdown. Wow. I remember talking about him in the offseason. I thought, hey, he's probably the most talented back on the Bills roster. And it just, you know, it is what it is. But a little late in this game, Zach Moss out. So, you know, there's not a lot to say, you know. Obviously, like I said, the middle game, Vegas and Dallas, wasn't too terrible. You got some fantasy stuff out of that. But really, how many of you were starting Hunter Renfrow? Right. Deshaun Jackson did make some noise in that game. Darnell Mooney in the previous game had a good game. And Michael Gallup, and Cedric Wilson had some yardage for Dallas. And then obviously Buffalo scored some play. So we did get some fantasy production out of the day, but just overall as football, it just need to do better. Man. Now, there's still plenty of football left for week 12. We got Arizona, Kansas City on bye. And we've got some bigger injuries to talk about, I guess. Instead of just going through, I'll just run through them real quick because the rest of it you can read in my infirmary report. That's right, for playerprofiler.com. And that will be out Sunday morning. But you got Kareem Hunt coming back from injured reserve, the calf injury. He looks good to go. Then, and then going on to the IR, you have Michael Carter from the Jets, AJ Brown of the Titans, along with Marcus Johnson. The Titans are in trouble, man. Who the fuck's going to catch the ball? Westbrook Hakeem, that dude's going to, I mean, he had a solid game last week, so. And then Jamal Agnew and Rashad Penny, no surprise, once again. I don't know what the fuck is going on there. He can't do it. He can't stay healthy out here. It's a bummer. And then for sure out this weekend, Sterling Shepard of the Giants. You got all the quarterbacks but Zach Wilson out with COVID. So it would appear Zach Wilson's going to get back on the field this weekend. We'll see what he can do. Jordan Howard of the Eagles is out. You got Ray McLeod and Eric Ebron of the Steelers out. JaMychal Hasty, Antonio Brown, Jeremy McNichols. Likely to join them on the doubtful list, Corey Davis, Kadarius Toney, and got a whole list of questionable motherfuckers. Cordero's still questionable. Aaron Jones. You got a bunch of fucking Patriots and Giants per usual. It's like Patriots and Giants always have a lot of people on the injury. And then kind of the Redskins. Antonio Gibson's on there. Curtis Samuel once again. So Antonio Gibson's always on there. That damn shin injury. So let's get into the Week 12 madness. Down the Week 12 rabbit hole. What's left of it, at least. We'll begin with Jonathan Taylor versus the Bucs run D. I'm interested to see how this goes. You can't not play JT, not even against the Bucs run defense, because I think he's going to get it done regardless. But I do think this is a very interesting game. We'll see what the Colts can do offensively against the Bucs, because they are getting healthier in the secondary. They're playing better. We'll see what happens. I think you can trust in the Colts offense. Yes, I believe so. I don't think this is a game the Bucs are going to be able to just run away with. I think they've proven this year they're not quite invincible. Now, maybe everything's coming together kind of like it did last year for them, right? And then they go on a run late season all the way to the Super Bowl. But I'm not sure I buy that. So we'll see if the Colts can hang, right? And they're trying to catch the Titans, who could be in such, like I previously mentioned, still got no Julio, now no AJ Brown, no Marcus Johnson, no Derrick Henry still. I mean, they've just got, obviously he may come back in the playoffs, no thanks. But so they've got no run game, nobody to throw to. This is just, Donta Foreman's been okay, but like the Titans, I'm sorry, they're in trouble. They're just in trouble. And then they got to go up against the Patriots. And the Patriots, they're banged up too. But, they're going to be on it defensively. And if they have to throw the ball a little more for any reason, it's going to be spread out like, of course, you want to try and play Stevenson, Harris, if they're a go. They're both questionable. But this is just, while it's an interesting football game, I'm not sure I see a ton coming from it fantasy-wise, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. But we should get a good amount of fantasy production in the Lambeau shootout. That's right. Now, last week, I predicted an obvious shootout with the Chiefs and Cowboys, and then it wasn't. So this week, I'm going to try and not say it's a guaranteed shootout, but it does appear to me we got the Rams going into town, going into Lambeau. And, they didn't have the greatest showing, Odell, his debut game, but then they had the bye, so that was a couple weeks ago. And I trust in the Rams to right this. Yeah, they have a couple of games where they've just looked absolutely fucking awful. A couple of games, but I think they're going to be able to put up some points. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, the toe thing. I mean, he seemed all right last week in that comeback against the Vikings, but we'll see if he's able. You know, he's kind of making it sound like he's trying to just get to the bye week, just get to the bye week. So we'll see if they can look the same in this week. Maybe it took a lot out of him in that comeback to do what he did last week. But I think it is going to be, in general, a competitive, high-scoring game, and hopefully we get some production. Hopefully Aaron Jones can play. And, yeah, that's my thoughts on that one, because let's get some points in that one. And Odell, show me something. Do something, brother. Come on. McVay, let's get him going. Then we got the AFC North. We got a couple of AFC North battles this weekend. Pittsburgh going into Cincinnati. That should be a good one. You know, Pittsburgh, they're tough. I mean, you're going to be able to rely on at least Najee Harris and all the work he gets, and Deontay Johnson. But this is becoming an uglier team by the week, in my the Steelers. Big Ben is just that he's cooked. He's cooked, baby. And Pittsburgh's defense has been a little vulnerable. Justin Herbert was going at him last week, so I fully expect same thing to be done by a one Mr. Burrow, Jamal Chase, T. Higgins, and them boys. Mr. Mixon, I think they're going to be able to, in Cincy, I think they're going to be able to rough up the Steelers a little bit. That's the way I'm going. I really like Cincy players this week. I do. And then Cleveland at Baltimore. Sounds like Lamar Jackson's going to be back and good to go. So, well, he's no longer questionable. So he is. So I'm excited for that because you know me, I love Lamar Jackson. So I'm happy to get to see him on the field this week. It's been a minute. I'm going to be happy to have him back. And then Cleveland, here's another. Show me something. I mean, not that it matters truly fantasy-wise, the passing game. I mean, like, because you know you can rely on Nick Chubb. Kareem Hunt's coming back. That should help. Is Kareem Hunt going to help get this passing game going? You know what I mean? Could it? We'll see. But it is exciting that Kareem Hunt is coming back. But I would say I expect Baltimore to win this game. And Lamar Jackson is going to be ready to go. Let's get Rashad Bateman a nice highlight reel touchdown for the man, please. Okay. Enough of the AFC North. There's another place we could have some fantasy production, as in Lambeau, and it's in the place that, well, the Packers lost last week, and that is Minneapolis. Well, the Twin Cities, because San Francisco is going to the Twin Cities to get the. Oh no, the stadium is in Minneapolis, right? Yeah. Yeah. Sure. I know everything. So the Vikings got it going a little bit last week. Justin Jefferson, he's the man. So we got San Francisco coming to town, who, I mean, they look good last week. Brandon Ayuk's getting more involved recently. Jimmy G's playing all right. So still could use more out of the run game, I feel. But this, I think, is going to be a good one. And I think it's going to be a little bit higher scoring. Minnie's, I believe, is going to be able to put up some points. And, San Francisco is going to have to hang with them. And I think they're good enough offensively compared to, the Vikings D. I think this is going to be a very nice game for fantasy points, because really that's what we're looking at, right? I mean, all these games, I just sit back and watch the Red Zone. I'm going to be honest, because I don't really root for anybody, and usually they have some lame ass games on here in Denver. because one of them is usually the Broncos, who have not been fun, but every once in a while this year. So, I'll be the Red Sox. But yeah, I definitely see this as a more high-scoring game. Now, an interesting one, speaking of Denver, could be here in Denver because mile-high voltage, baby. We've got the Chargers and the Broncos here in Denver, the Mile High City AFC West matchup. Now, the Broncos have really fallen off a cliff. Truly, truly. But back at home, we got, or were they home last week? Maybe they were home last. Oh, man. They got the Chargers coming off that fresh win. Out the Steelers. So I think the Chargers are going to take this one. I think they're going to be able to play at will or score at will, I should say. I take that back because Denver's defense, you just don't know. They've had some good games, you know. And if I read right, let me double check this. Yes. Bradley Chubb's activated. Forgot about that. So maybe not run off the cliff about the Vikings defense, you know. And it's a divisional game. It's going to be competitive. So maybe I shouldn't get too hyped up on the Chargers, but I do feel like, you know, and it is hard coming off, you know, an exciting, emotional win because, you know, Pittsburgh damn near got that game from last week because the Chargers were up for a minute. So we'll see what happens in that one. That one I don't got a good read on. See, this is where I could really use Aaron. Aaron, what's your thought? I've been rambling and making no sense about the Mile High. I thought it was a cool name, Mile High Voltage, for this matchup. But now I'm just rambling like a fucking idiot. And this is where I need my co-host, the salary captain. There you go. That's all right. We're almost done. We'll end your suffering shortly. Oh, goodness. We do have a lot of ugly games. Philly at New York, which that one actually could be kind of fun. And hey, with the way Philly is playing, trying to give Dallas a run for their money. I mean, the thing is, we need New York to put a good game together, and that seems damn near impossible for them. Atlanta at Jacksonville, yuck. The Jets at the Texans, yuck. Yuck. Carolina at Miami might be okay. I could see that more low scoring, you know. He's got a tough defense. But then again, Cam Newton, you got to give him, he did his thing last week. Not overly crazy or anything, but I think the longer it goes, the more comfortable he'll get, the better he'll be in that offense. But Miami's D is playing well, so the way we thought they would at the beginning of the year, you know what I mean? Okay. We thought this was going to be a really good defense, and they've gotten waxed a few times. It's a very weird team to figure out. The Miami Dolphins, the New Orleans Saints, another one. There's so many. Anyway. Now, do we get some signs of life on Monday night from the Seattle Sea Bitches? I call them Sea Bitches because that's what they are not good this year. Don't know what's going on. What's going to be going on in the offseason with them, huh? Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson. Is that everybody just overreacting? I mean, they missed the playoffs before under Pete Carroll, but this seems bad record. Ugly ass playing style. What even are they? It's gross. They really are kind of gross right now, and it sucks. Aaron and I have talked about this. Really thought at the beginning of the year, Russ Wilson in the MVP conversation, and not that he's blameless, but man, he's been let down by those around him. You know, it's just true. It's just true. But they got a Monday night game against the Washington football team, the Foreskins, as I like to call them, the Washington Foreskins, have on Monday night. And Washington's been playing good, man. Taylor Heineke, I mean, he's a little bit inconsistent. Is he the new Ryan Fitzpatrick? Because he's fun to watch, you know? But he has some crap games. I don't think he'll have a problem Monday night. But I would like to see some signs of life out of the Seattle offense. Please. Because, I mean, I don't know if you got Russ, I don't know how you don't play him unless you're totally loaded at quarterback. You know, particularly Superflex League. How do you not play him? But it's scary because that offense is just, bleh. So, yeah. That's what I got for you, peeps. That's what I got for you. Mad Caps. Definitely be wary of the Seahawks. I really do enjoy watching Taylor Heineke play. Sorry, he really is fun. And we'll see what he can do Monday night. And, you know, fantasy aside, it's been fun football. Thanksgiving kind of sucked. But that aside, it's been a good season, and there's a lot of teams in the mix, and it's making for interesting football, and that's only better for, you know, fantasy when there's more competition. Or is it? Do we need those teams that just get destroyed so we can get some big fantasy games? I don't know. I enjoy the parody, as they call it. Anyway, that's what I got. Hope y'all enjoy it. It's just, you know, nice little rundown of the Thanksgiving games and a nice little quick preview of what's to come Sunday night and Sunday. Okay, I'm done. Sorry. A little high, gotta admit. Kind of in a wacky mood. And once again, this is what happens when, you know, this is the kind of shit that happens on my other podcast, the Miscellaneous Debris Podcast, a non-sports podcast. Check that out if you like, anywhere you find this. But, you know, just the kind of, you know, madness that goes on that podcast. Because I'm all alone. But in this one, I normally have my friend Aaron. And without him, I do my best. But I fear I get sidetracked and off the rails a bit. And again, a little bit wackier than normal. So, I hope you enjoyed. But that's it. We're getting the hell out of here. I'm going to go chill. Might check out that Jungle Cruise. That Jungle Cruise. The Rock. I might go watch that with the boys. Yeah. We'll see. Anyway. Foosball soon, my friend. You got the foosball soon. Good luck on Sunday. And we'll chat soon. With Aaron. I promise. Until next time, take care. Stay safe, stay vigilant, stay mad.